So I'm Mike Perry. I manage the field operations here at Double S Dairy. We are located near Markesan, Wisconsin. Here at Double S, we raise a variety of crops. We raise corn and soybeans. We raise some canning crops like sweet corn and green beans and peas. We also obviously have quite a bit of alfalfa as part of our rotation. It works out nicely that we have enough land to rotate our crops and do a nice job of keeping that rotation up. Our typical window of application for manure, we'd like to do a lot of it in the fall. Our facilities can store just about enough for the entire year. Typically we have to do some spring or some summer applications of manure, but we like to do a lot of fall applications. When it comes to manure management, the biggest challenge that we see is just getting things out in a timely fashion and doing it efficiently as far as cost goes. It can be quite expensive to get the proper amount of gallons that we want on the acres that we need it on. Typically we see the number between about a penny and 2 pennies a gallon for custom applicators to come in and do manure applications. Just like everything else, the cost has gone up. Another portion of that's part of the manure application is fuel costs has gone up a lot. So when custom applicators come in and apply manure, they also use a lot of fuel. And so the increased fuel prices have really driven up those application costs. We wanted to try 360 Rain because we were excited about just the options that it brought to our operation. We saw the need for later season nitrogen application. We really like that option. Obviously the water is going to be a really big deal for us as well to keep that crop going. And also manure is just going to be a game changer for us. We're really excited to see how that's going to benefit our operation, not only just through the crop health, but also for helping us limit some costs in manure application. We chose the field that the rain is in mostly based on the proximity to the dairy, proximity to the manure pit, and the place where we could get power to and get a well in was also part of the consideration, but being close to the dairy was the main factor. The field that the rain unit is in it's approximately 175 acres. It's kind of a general square. There's a building site, and one portion there's a cemetery in another, and then there's one section that's a little bit longer than the others, but kind of in general it's a 175 acre square. So another unique part about the field is there's 2 highline power poles that are in the center of this field. So it made conventional irrigation not an option. And so with the ability of the 360 Rain to kind of avoid those obstacles, that was a really nice selling feature for us. So currently that field is split about half and half. There's about 100 acres right now that's corn, and there's 75 acres that's alfalfa. We ended up installing a well that's a 10-inch well. We oversized the well a little bit so that in the future we could run more than one rain unit off the well that we put in. So the well is a 10-inch well, approximately 300 feet deep. We did install just a 250 gallon a minute pump for the time being, and then hopefully during expansion then we can change just the pump out itself and hopefully utilize the same well for more than one machine. We added a VFD to the well so that we can dial in the amount of gallons per acre that we're applying. Specifically when we're going to combine other things like manure, we'll be pumping that into the manure or into the water stream, and so we can regulate the speed of the manure pump and the water pump to get back to our desired gallons per minute. So it takes about 5 to 6 days for the rain to cover the entire field if we were doing the entire 175 acres. If we just do the corn portion, which it's been living in mostly this year, that's about three days to do 3.5 to do that 100 acres. That 3-day pass gives us an application rate of about 1/2 inch per acre per pass. So we've used the 360 rain on corn as well as alfalfa. We put on some fan nozzles onto the 360 rain to apply some water onto the alfalfa, and the pattern was really quite nice on the hay field. We would like to run the rain on our alfalfa crop as soon as we get the hay crop off. Before it starts growing back much, we'd like to run the hay or the rain all the way across the field on that alfalfa field during that time to best get the water to the crop right when it's trying to regrow, as well as to limit the amount of damage we do in the standing alfalfa. Watering alfalfa with irrigation, definitely we see a benefit from, especially in just depending on the weather, but the second and third cuttings typically run short on water, and it can really boost our yields when we can apply water to our alfalfa crop. So the 360 rain gives us the option to apply manure, and the amount we apply is going to be based specifically on our nutrient management plan. So typically on a field near the dairy, we'll be able to apply about 10,000 gallons to the acre. So the idea will be to blend the manure with the water, and we'll probably do that in about 4 passes. So about 2,500 gallons per acre per pass for 4 applications blended with water. Our typical manure application cost ranges from about a penny to 2 cents a gallon. So if you take that average of about a penny and a half per gallon, and if we can put 10,000 gallons to the acre on, that's about $150 an acre. So for the amount of land that the rain can cover, that's going to be about $26,000 worth of costs that we would have to do to apply the manure to that land. The biggest difference I saw this year with the field that has the rain in was just the plant health. With the amount of nitrogen we've put on the field, it's been quite surprising how healthy the plants look and how good they're doing through the season with the limited amount of resources we've put to them other than the water. So our typical nitrogen program for a field like this is we shoot for around 200 units of nitrogen. This year so far, in using the soil scan and monitoring the crop, we've only applied about 120 units, and it's looking like that's probably going to carry us through the rest of the year. We've had great mineralization this year, and I think adding the water every 4 to 5 days has helped with that. And so it's really cut down our cost on our nitrogen application for this season. The amount of flexibility we can gain through 360 rain, just having it out there in the field every day gives us peace of mind that we can give the crop whatever it needs at any time. We've all seen, the nitrogen uptake curves and the uptake curves of, the other nutrients that the crop needs, and we know that that's later on in the season. And the best part is we're not fixed to a specific program, at V4 or V5 when we come to do a side dress application. We can be flexible, we can wait until the crop really needs that nitrogen or the other nutrients we want to put on. And so that's been really valuable to us to give us time to put on the crop exactly what it needs at exactly the right time.